No, dude, like intro music, that's important to man's way of living nowadays.
Fish have it so good, dude. They don't have to use the restroom. They don't have to buy toilet paper. Yeah. Well, because the era. Well, think about it. Adam, Eve era. What do you got?
Genocide.
Erase. You pray something well for me, I will have sex with you.
Winter's coming, and so that's like, 'tis the season of onesies. Prepare for light taste.
There wasn't anything like, gruesome.
No. Usually I leave the beheadings for the end.
Welcome to the Comedy Bus Podcast.
Boom, recording. Welcome to the Comedy Bus Podcast. I'm Tyler Hammond. With me, been in the business over 30 years, Mr. Gerry fucking Gobel.
Yay.
Give a round of applause.
Thank you. Hello.
Thank you.
Hello, bus people.
Thank you, everybody that's watching this right now that's not masturbating. We thank you. All right, man. So, been in the game 30 years. That's got to be just filled with wild stories.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
A lot of drinking.
I love that.
Get paid in drink tickets.
Drink tickets are great. I remember the first one I ever got paid in. It looked like a casino chip.
Right? They give you a token.
Yeah.
It's the token economy from like mental hospitals. That's kind of why the comics wind up the way they are. They give you like, well, we're creating an economy. You'd be good and you do the right thing. We'll give you a drink ticket.
I like it.
And you're like, I'm going to go out and tell dick jokes. And they go, those are some good dick jokes. And then they give you more liquor and you get loose and then you start getting into it. And then you have a serious substance abuse issue just developing out of the fact that you're working.
Right.
What a dangerous sport comedy is.
It really is.
You can become an alcoholic just by practicing.
I feel like it's a training technique. They're just like, good job, buddy. Take a Heineken. Right. You know what I mean? Right. Like, yeah. And it's great. They really, they kind of offer that solidarity within other comics. Like, if you drunk enough.
Right.
You might bomb and forget about it, dog. So
the pain
great.
Goes away.
Yeah, honestly.
Right? Yeah. It's the post game that matters on the open mics anyway.
It's true. After I have
the real
a good
show
set,
is fine because, but out in the parking lot's where the real show's at.
Absolutely, man. That's where everybody's fucking. And no one takes
You call that networking. Come on.
Yeah,
gotta
no one networks in the bathroom anymore. They just they network in a car or behind a dumpster.
Yeah.
Networking is great. Gerry Gobel sounds like a superhero's alter ego. Care to explain?
Well, I'm hiding from the government for the most part.
Right.
If you saw the show Tuesday, Yeah, so it's definitely a unique name. Nobody's ever stolen it. There's no copyright on it. However, somebody does on the website to me, and we can't get into it. So I feel like I've been cloned in a level.
Well, I feel like your name's been cloned at least 20, 30 times. Like if I were to open before the internet, a phone book, and I look up Gerry Gobel, I feel like there's going to be a good fistful there.
There would be. There would be a few, Yeah. And it's also the alliteration, the G and the G on top of it.
It is. The GG, that means good game now.
Is that what that means?
Yeah, it does. To the kids, like if one has whooped the other in Fortnite, they say GG.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's kind of, well, maybe that's what my show should be. A thank you.
Yeah.
GG,
man.
Thank you for not protesting and getting management on me. Thank you for
good game, man. You fucked me good.
Hey, bro. Nice way to break up the Charlie Kirk stuff.
Oh, man.
Good game, bro. Yeah.
That was wild. The other night we had an open mic and this lady, I swear she just hear what she wanted to hear because that wasn't even derivative towards the Kirkulator. It was just she just wanted to get mad over something, I think, and just bolted out, dude. Yeah.
They were playing their music outside the door behind, which was cool because it kind of made me feel like I had a soundtrack now. I was like, if it had been Lee Greenwood, that would have been even more impressive with the flag behind me.
Yes.
On the stage. Then it could have been a whole.
I often, no, dude, like intro music, that's important to man's way of living nowadays. Like if you were to walk into a room and you got someone just fucking going off with the trumpet. They ain't even got to be good, dude, as long as it's mine.
Right.
I
And it
think
could have been so much worse. They could have been picked worse music, you know.
they could. You know,
'Cause it
I
was
listen
actually
to
cool.
a variety of bad music.
Yeah, I'd be like, put up the German national anthem or something like that behind me while I'm talking. You know,
Yeah.
that wouldn't be a good look.
I was like, you know, like Miley Cyrus supported her for a while,
Yeah.
you know, and even when half the people are like, no, I was with it, dude. I was riding that wrecking ball.
Right on.
Yeah, man. If you could be a superhero, you know what I mean? Like if Gerry Gobel is your alter name, what power would you choose as a superhero?
Well, Plastic Man is OP. So
Yeah.
I don't want to be that superhero that's got so many non-problems. He has to create problems to have a problem. It's like Superman's thing, you know?
I feel like Turtle Man fears Plastic Man.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I just rip off Batman and do him like Gallagher too, except to be the poor man's version.
Oh,
Or actually,
dope.
do you remember Blank Man?
Uh-uh.
That was a cool character. That
What
was
did he
Damon
do?
Wayans' movie. He was a superhero, but he did it all with junk. And he was Blank Man, and he was just this nerdy guy.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm surprised more people don't quote it because there was some really, you know,
Yeah.
making fun of the superhero genre in a cool way. No. But I'd say Blank Man.
Blank
That's my
Man.
budget.
It's a good budget to have. I'm a low budget kind of guy myself.
you.
If I had to be anybody, it'd be Captain Underwear. Just because, like, you know, I've often worn my underwear outside of my pants. So, like, what's the difference between, you know, him and me?
Right.
Other than he can fly and I'm afraid of heights.
Right. And if
So-
you got to change your costume, you got to find some guy at Walmart to unlock the case for you.
Yeah, honestly. And, you know, I want to point that out. Fuck that key holding motherfucker, dude.
Yep.
Because, like, all I wanted was something out of a case. He's like, well, there's nothing I can do. The managers are off doing their thing
Right.
for an hour. And I was like,
Yep.
okay. So I stood there for like 10 minutes and he goes, and walks over and then unlocks it. And I was like, dude.
The responsibility of the key holder is a heavy head, you know? It's not a good gig, man.
It is. It's not a good gig. It's a great gig. And with great gigs come great,
Breaks.
unstructured time to help a motherfucker out.
Right.
Let's go ahead and get into the next question here. The people got to know, what Taylor Swift era are you in?
Okay, so I think I'm in her genocide phase.
Genocide era?
Yeah. Well, because the era, think about it. Add an E to era. What do you got?
Genocide.
Erase.
Oh, that's, yeah.
Right? She comes to Indianapolis for doing a 3-day weekend. The only time they ever cared about the homeless situation was the Taylor Swift weekend.
Yeah.
It went down the street like Soylent Green buses were running.
Yeah.
And everybody disappeared from the streets. And then the Erase tour came, and the town was filled with chicks dressed like band majorettes.
Mm-hmm.
And all their husbands were hiding out at Crackers, like a refugee camp. It looked like something out of, Escape from New York. It really was.
They did.
So I think I'm in that closing phase of her thing. I don't really know her music as much as I know the new album's out.
I don't know anything about her. I'm just glad that someone is for breezing the homeless. It's getting.
Yeah, I think they made him
it was
a
a
puppy
problem.
chow. I don't think they Febreze. I think
It's like Ohio.
there was snuffing involved, but
They're not eating the cats. They're not eating dogs. They're eating the homeless,
Eating
dude.
the homeless.
It's more protein.
The greatest homeless.
We had the
Listen,
same amount of homeless before. Now we have homeless.
Right. You were already doing it. The old Roy Dog Food. Why would you name it dog food after a dude?
Well,
Because there's a dude in it.
exactly, man.
It's
You
old
know,
Roy.
I'm thinking that they'll make it a dog food one day called Old Tyler. Just, like there's a little piece of me in everyone, and I'm not gonna tell
should
you
get like
what
a
part.
Purina sponsorship.
Yeah,
Then you could do the whole thing.
shout out Blue Chew making Purina edible. Oh man. If I had to pick a Taylor Swift era, I'd say I don't know because I don't know anything about her. I do know that her fans are very particular, and you can't make fun of Taylor, man. They're all sweethearts until you're like, her ex was right for her. You know what I mean? And then they are like, like ravenous creatures, dude, and they just got their nails done. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like that shit's digging deep. It hurts.
Right. And she's keeping the new guy. See, I thought, because my thing was, it's like the inevitable end of the girlfriend phase, right? Like at a point, you're too old to cry about your boyfriend leaving you,
Right.
you know? So you have to move into a new kind of transition. Like every album is a different transition of a performer. And I think now, I was thinking Black Widow. That's where I thought she was going to go.
Right.
Because she got Kelsey.
Johansson.
Well, Kelsey got this. She got Travis that endorsement with Pfizer. And I thought she's going to vax him to death. I thought, well, there you go, the Black Widow. Now she's going to cry about her lost love in her next album.
Love it.
Instead, this time she's talking, I guess there's an album about Travis has got a huge dick, I guess.
Have you ever seen the Meat Canyon YouTube video of Taylor Swift's fans?
When he was breaking up with her.
Yeah.
That one.
And then the crowd is go ahead and pull that up. I'm just kidding. We can edit that shit in later. All right, next question, man. In a world full of water, how do you stay afloat?
I would say it's gases. Mostly gases. You know, I got a hernia anyway, so I do sort of have a built-in flotation device. So
that's good.
It would just be decomposition, and
it's like pre-ripped cork.
It wouldn't smell unless you broke the surface of the water, because I know toilet science, you know. So
I know bathtub science.
As long as you stay underwater, man, you're not going to smell weird. You can float just enough not to be stinky.
That's true.
So yeah, and you don't have to worry about bathrooms anymore. Fish have it so good, dude. They don't have to use the restroom. They don't have to buy toilet paper.
I feel like assless chap scuba gear should be more of a thing for that reason.
Right.
Like, let's make it really tight.
You know, you want to dress more like a seal when you're floating in the ocean.
I mean, you know, they're eating the
maybe
choke.
If you're done floating, you know, and this is your exit strategy, you know, like the suicide booth is just a rubber suit, makes you look like a seal, you know.
Well, you know, and then you're going against Bruce from Finding Nemo.
Right.
And it's the circle of life. All right. It's spooky season. The people also need to know, who would you TP?
Oh, see, in my younger days, that I could have listed a ton of people I would, but right now toilet paper is so expensive. I would just as soon throw shit at their house.
Yeah.
Waste the toilet paper.
No, let's just
I would just say, if I had a surplus, say leftover COVID, I found a vault.
Right. Let's say you had Scott toilet paper, the cheapest out there. Yep. No one even wants it. Who you TPing? Man, shout out Scott toilet paper.
Dave Chappelle.
Suck. Dave Chappelle.
I do Dave Chappelle. This is a comedy thing, right? We got to get referred back. We're talking about Taylor Swift too much. You might get the wrong demographic.
Well, you know, she's a hot button issue.
And I also know I wouldn't get busted at Chappelle's because he's out of the country.
That's true.
Making that Saudi money.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
He's going to bank out over there for sure.
Right.
You ever heard of the wall? Like what they're working on over there? That wall thing. It's like a mirror structure, and it's a city. It's built vertically, and it's crazy. It's like miles and miles long, and supposedly you can get from one side to it in the other like 8 minutes or whatever from how it's designed.
Yeah. No, I haven't heard that. It's like a big old tube.
Dude, that thing's crazy. All right, actually pull that up on YouTube there. You got to check it out, man.
Yeah.
This thing's just, it's
something
insane.
weird's going on. I knew they were building a city in the desert that never happened. There's a whole bunch of strange projects in Saudi Arabia.
I think there's strangeness everywhere.
Like you want to go into a desert and build a building. Roger Waters finally declares his alliance.
Yes.
Finally quit screaming about Jews so much, he just went and joined the Saudis.
The line.
Plans for its own futuristic city.
Perfect.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The me. Even though the vision for the city stretched
look at that.
70 kilometers,
Right.
it would do away with cars entirely and instead be connected by high-speed rail.
What is that about, dude?
That looks like, what was that? That Snowpiercer?
Yeah.
Wasn't that sort of the same theory? I mean,
5-minute walk away.
you got just this human trafficking line that you can take the super train and you can get your slaves from the other end of the country to another in just seconds.
They try to give you 5G service.
That's very dystopian because it's like, it's okay. So it's a desert. There's absolutely useless land. So they're going to run a city through it, but it's a containment unit, dude. It's like an ant farm.
Yeah, you imagine like
know?
the first like good gust of wind, that whole bitch is coming down, dude.
Yeah,
It's
well,
gonna be awful. It's gonna be like a
crazy.
scene from The Mummy.
It's pretty crazy. It just seems like somebody bought, like you're going to buy land in the desert. I like to buy one strip of land, 200 yards wide and 37 miles long.
Yeah.
Put a town on it.
Yeah. Property taxes, gonna save you property taxes.
Right. And we'll bury it deep enough in the ground that we'll be able to get the mole people to give us water.
Yes, it's gonna be great. Our irrigation system is just piss trickling from the top floor.
Right.
Like,
Right. This is terraforming at its finest.
Right.
Jeez.
I remember watching Ready Player One, and that was like a big consensus on theirs. Like everybody was just living in these very tall mobile homes that were basically just welded on top of each other.
Right.
And I was like, that's what that kind of reminds me of. But it's got like a Wi-Fi toaster. Like that's so dope.
Yeah.
I need that in my life. I need a Wi-Fi toaster. I want to listen. I want to listen to Anna Shiko while I'm popping my bread.
Breaking down a bagel.
Yeah. Oh, dude, break down bagels. Shit, dude. My tits just got excited over that. We're gonna go ahead and move on before I get wet. Fuck, marry, or kill Ellen DeGeneres, the entire cast of the Antique Roadshow, or a 1982 Honda Odyssey. People gotta know.
I would marry the Odyssey. Well, DeGeneres is going to kill. You got to go with kill because she's like one of Epstein's handlers, right?
Yeah,
so
she's.
It's going to happen anyway. I just want to be in on it in the death pool.
She looks like a tree log now.
Yeah, she looks like an old Irishman.
Yeah.
She moved over there, and then the mask didn't take because of the environment. So she looks a lot older now as a different person.
A few rings on the.
Yeah. What was the other the Antique Roadshow?
Yeah, the entire cast.
I'd vary them for sure because you want to be able to go antiquing and get the best value, right? Well, it isn't even antiquing. I want to go through my Star Wars figures and find out if Luke's still worth anything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yes, but also it'd be like Mormon with the Golden Girls.
Right.
It's like there's 78 people in the cast of the Antique Roadshow from what I read in the cast at the end of the show.
Right.
So that's makeup designers. That's fucking.
I'd fit room in for them. I'd fit room in for them. They would find some of my attention, but most of my attention would be to go to the appraisers because obviously, if you appraise something well for me, I will have sex with you. Isn't that how it works? Isn't that Saudi thing? Isn't that how the harems work? Don't they got to do something for you and produce a son for them to get anything? So like your appraiser has to come up with something good for you. You go, no, this is antique, dude. This is original stuff.
I think it'd be great. I would bring
the resale value.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, I do all my business on eBay. That's how I live.
I feel like they would pay pretty fat. I don't know. They'd probably get pretty tired of like Pokemon cards.
Well, they wouldn't have to see me very often. That's the thing, because it would be just like whatever you find. You find something goofy from your grandma laying around the house, and you go,
it's true. And they're on the road a lot.
Right, exactly.
Like it's a road show.
Right. Well, and if they're family now, since we're fucking, then they should be doing my roadie stuff too. So I could actually have the Antique Roadshow people break.
Yeah, it's on the throw it in there.
No, it makes the most sense to actually fuck the entire crew.
132 people on the.
I know I'll get my makeup done. I know I'll definitely, somebody's going to be taking good video footage.
I wanted to.
It won't be one of those
for the show.
Hit me up with an email. I'll send it to you. Things. It's no. These people that live with you. They get the video footage, and it's like with Jeff and you can't leave the bus, so obviously you're going to get the footage right away.
He's falsely imprisoned.
Yeah, we're in a tube.
Yeah,
this is the wall.
This is the
Indiana's version. It only goes about 60 feet.
Either way, you
can get from one end of this bus to the other in less than 8 minutes.
Shoot, and I can do it in like a nice little like skippy too. You know what I mean? And I do it often. This is how I travel in the bus. I scoop my ginormous feet in hopes that I will static electric shock the next thing that I touch. Never works.
Great, dude.
It will happen one day. Yeah, I feel like, winter's coming. And so
Yeah.
that's like, 'tis the season of onesies. Prepare for light days.
Right.
I think it's pretty obvious that everyone would kill Ellen DeGeneres, in my opinion. Really, her eyes look like they have lost all the soul since she quit drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
And recently, from what I've seen, the 1982 Honda Odyssey fucks, right? So like the Deadpool and Wolverine movie, you've seen it, the new one? Yeah, dude, where they have that huge like fight scene.
Right.
It's a newer one,
Right. But you could get a whole gear for a rig in there. You could do shows.
That's what I'm saying.
Perfect
Dude.
travel vehicle, dude.
That thing fucks. If I had to fuck one, it'd be that Honda.
Yeah.
Straight up. And the gas mileage, get out of here, dude. It's versatile and
You
it's
definitely ride it hard.
That's what I mean, dude. Like, no doubt, best decision to fuck. Because, like, you can sell it and not feel too bad about it. If I married it and it dies 10 years later because I can't trade it in, I would be pissed.
Sadly, you wouldn't be able to get your married cast in the Antique Roadshow in your car.
Well,
you'd be like, oh, I'm fucking you.
Glad they all got a job.
Have you guys, I want to introduce you to my family.
Yeah.
Mom, these are my wives.
This is all of them. That's what I'm going to say. Right? I'm like, this is they, them, actually. Like,
literally. That's the only time that works. It's the only time that works.
It works great. But you're introducing your spouses. If you could be any animal, the fuck would you be?
I'd be Felix.
Be Felix?
Yeah.
The dog? Nice.
Cute. Looks like he doesn't struggle too much with stuff. He's kind of chill.
He struggles with existing sometimes, man. He's such a small dog, such a big world. And, I'm good at not stepping on him. But like I feel that he's very loved here.
He's got personality,
He does. And it's like that personality is I'm sad. Like
as long as I could come back as something with some personality, because nobody wants to come back as a boring duck. You're just like, I reincarnated as a deer this time, but I'm the most boring deer. I just walk into traffic.
Yeah. Baby, quit chilling with me because there's nothing to do around my alfalfa patch.
I have no thumbs and cannot die.
Yeah. Yeah, I asked the guest what's the biggest animal he could fist fight. He said a baby deer. And you know what? I gotta say, between now and then, that deer's got some spunk, dude. I don't think we have to worry about as far as boring deers go, and the ones that are around here, because they'll I'm right in front of your car, and then they'll run away.
Right.
So like you're not bored. A lot of fear. It's great.
Yeah.
It's fear bound. This is a fear-bound episode, spooky season.
Right. Suicidal deer, yeah.
So, what answer did we settle on? Which animal would you be?
I would say your dog.
Oh, yeah, Felix.
But I don't know, coming back as anything would be interesting just to
be...
Well, if because the question is, do you get to choose, and are you dealt what you dealt? And maybe if you're talking about karma, maybe karma is the slide that tells you whether you wind up as a dung beetle. You come back pushing shit for the rest of your life.
I like dung beetles, dude. They're hard workers.
They get it done, but you must have done something to have to get the job, right? Because it's all about learning, right? So
I feel like it's like a blue collar bug.
Yeah.
Like as far as a lot of bugs go.
Yeah.
Like really just like real scum of the earth kind of. It's just a real, shit taking kind of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because somebody's got to move the dung balls.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he's working 70 hours a week for almost no pay.
Right. No union.
And, like, how do you get that into that kind of a shape? You know what I mean?
Right.
It's bizarre to me.
And it's because you made other people do all your stuff for you when you were in your last life.
Yep. That's right. So now you're just carrying shit.
Now you're carrying shit because you got to learn.
What do you think you were in a past life?
In a past life, well, I feel like On some level, I'm a variation of myself, probably poor and unemployed somewhere.
Maybe a different gender, which is
Yeah, I don't know,
worse.
man. I know I've got the whole German-Hungarian thing going, but I'd like to think at some point I'd been Middle Eastern,
Yeah.
you know, just because you want to travel.
You think you're a
And you're-
female in the Middle East?
I don't know.
I could imagine that's a tough time.
That would be kind of a rough gig, you know?
Yeah, you're like, I can't go out the house without the husband. Yeah.
Right. How does that even
I
practical?
don't know.
That doesn't seem practical. It seems like in America, everybody's just like, come on, man, just go out to the car. You're like, oh, I can't go to the car.
You go out and get arrested.
I forgot my phone in the car. I can't go get it. Can you go get it for me? And then it's like another job for me. So I'm like, just go out to the car and get it, you know? Is this a question of just settling, you know? Yeah.
Oh, and shout out Blue Chew for making all you. That's all I can say. I ain't throwing a pronoun out there. Are you crazy? It's 2025. I'm not gonna fucking on. 3 non-survival items you're taking to an island.
Oh. Okay, well, my first thought was a PlayStation 2, but then there's no power, so that would really be a dumb thing to bring.
Unless you brought a solar charger.
Well, if I had a solar, okay, so now if we were like Gilligan and I could get a power source out there, then I'd say something like that, but probably useless. I'd probably say trombone.
Trombone.
Because it's always interesting. You want to play with something, but you don't want to do it because it'll get you in trouble.
Yeah.
I'm more of a noise avoidance person because of that.
Yeah.
My mom got me started in drums as a kid, and they wouldn't let me play because they didn't like the noise. So I spend most of my time banging on a little rubber pad, which is insane. Because then I'm like, the show starts, and I'm like, "Where's my little rubber pad?" I'm like, I'm knocking it out, But a trombone's noisy and obnoxious and sounds like fun. And if you were going to be stuck somewhere where nobody was around, I'd want to be loud as hell to make sure somebody could find me. I guess that's a survival thing then.
Yeah.
Trombone would be a survival supply.
Well, yeah, because I would break it immediately and start using it for tools.
You make it into a still or something.
Definitely. Yeah, it could be a still.
Right.
I'd need something.
If I had a power supply and a lot of, say, like wild weed growing on the island, what kind of island is this? I mean, it would be a lot easier if we were more specific about the terrain.
It's like fucking kind of deserted a little bit. Like you had all the survival gear you needed.
Okay.
But you had a choice, like say, like this is like an all exclusive vacation, but you don't have a choice. So like everything's good. Just 3 things you bringing, personally.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's tropical island. It's got Komodo dragons. Probably.
Okay.
It's a little, you got a
See, but then that would be
but
survival supplies because it'd be like rubber boots not to get bit by the Komodo dragons. Maybe a Komodo dragon back scratcher, like when I befriend the Komodo dragons. I could become a Komodo dragon dental hygienist, maybe help them get rid of some of that drooling they got,
They do be having problems with
I would take my press kit. If it was something useless that I was probably going to die with, because it sounds like an island I'm going to die on. So I probably want to take my press kits and my old videotapes from my shows and just be a total narcissist. And then so I'll take all of my past promo material. I'm going to be on this island, and I know a Komodo dragon's they eat deer. I mean, I can't outrun a deer. I'm toast. This Komodo dragons are going to have me for lunch. So obviously I'll pre-dig my grave, and then I'll throw all of my videotapes, and I have to seal the boxes up though, so they wouldn't get moisture in them. But then I put the boxes in there with the writings and the works, and then try to die near the hole, So
you just have to camp out there till one of them bastards.
Yeah, it's going to happen. I mean, Amelia Earhart, where'd she go? She went up a tree. Now nobody can't find her. She just stayed down in her grave like she should have. They would have probably found a couple of bones, but they didn't.
I feel like she should have fell out of that tree, but
those crabs climbed right up that tree and just.
That's what it was.
Big old crabs.
I was wondering.
What a great way to go. Jeez. You're like I don't know. It's kind of the ironic thing. Like you were in the sky flying free as a bird, and now you're like crab food. So, and if she had her demo tapes with her, then when they found her body and dug her up, see, like I would be counting on the lost, sort of like the third term Rodney Dangerfield comedy career where they suddenly discover my works. And then I am raised from the grave as this comedian from the past. And they'll be like, look at the crazy shit he's talking about. And we don't even know what it means. And it's like, because words have changed.
That's true.
Right?
Now things are bussing.
They're bussing?
Yeah. Not like what we're sitting in. It's like that's another word that people use to describe something that is indubitably amazing.
Oh, okay.
So you're just like, these fries are unequivocally bussing, or wow, that ass is bussing. Yeah, I took a shit this morning and it was
I just
bussing.
look confused, and that's the old guy thing.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
that's what we're here to cover, man. We're here to like catch up on Fortnite.
Nobody told me about Finna, and I figured that came out.
Finna?
Yeah, Finna gonna go.
Finna do something about this.
Something. And that comes from the Kanye West gay fish episode.
You have to say
where it
this,
all came
like
from.
this. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. But that was introduced, and nobody said nothing. There was no release statement. I was kept in the dark. So I appreciate you telling me about the bussing thing. Because I'd be like, these migrants be bussing. And it's like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? You don't know. It's
I love that you brought up Kanye West. Have you heard his new song? It's like something about loving being a Nazi. I wish I was fucking with you. Go ahead and bring that up.
Is there a clip that for real?
Yeah.
Wow, dude.
But TJ was telling me about it. We were working together over at his spot at Maddie's Sports Bar.
Yeah.
And that was like a bit that he had. He said, Kanye West came out with a Nazi song. And I said, excuse me? And he's like, yeah, no, this whole thing, it's actually really true. It's a real thing that really happened. There it is.
Oh, Hitler.
There it is.
What?
Not much different. This is excellent. We don't own the rights to this music, nor do we want the rights to this music. This ain't the most racist shit I've ever seen. I'm white, dude, and I'm so offended right now. This is like, this must have been in celebration for Elon Musk or, my God, please stop that right there.
So, okay.
What the?
So, quick analysis: the face stuff, the mask.
I feel like they, even though they were African American, they went in blackface. I felt offended for them. They paid them enough money to be there, trust me. But I feel offended for them.
Right. Well, okay. So the leopard helmet things they're wearing, animal helmets. That's a shapeshifter thing. That's about you're not who you say you are. There used to
monkey belt.
There used to be a group called the Leopard People, and that was like in I think Congo somewhere. But they were people that would transform mentally into like leopards, and they had the 3-handle killing weapons. But that's where the Dungeons and Dragons game, the stuff that's in the bag, the Borfima, that's where that comes from, because they believe that there was some salve they could make from human parts that would make them invincible in combat, and that would drive them also. They were, well, obviously serial killers and completely insane. Yeah. But they would do this leopard people thing. So this first thing here, you've got Kanye West trolling with Heil Hitler, but he's using this whole, right? And are all those dudes AI generated, or were those real people?
Oh yeah, no, it's Kanye. He's going out. He's buying that. He ain't gonna AI that. He's gonna be like, I'm gonna go.
But I'm just like, the characters look weird in positionings where they're at. You know, like if you did a room in green screen and you just had a bunch of different random guys come through and do it, and then just layer them all up like it was a
right, ladies.
Right. So it's sort of a faked out otherworldly thing. Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, super wild.
And what does he achieve by it? Because he says he's the villain. Okay, so the villain needs a good catchphrase. Is that the?
I think you start to just feel sympathetic for Hitler, and he's just like, he wasn't such a bad guy.
That's where things got weird the other night when Tyler was asking. He said, "Did Hitler do anything wrong?" And that got me because I'm like, oh, that's such a shitty question because there's no good answer to it. You could say, yes, he did nothing wrong, and then you go with gender, but you say, no, he did nothing wrong, then train schedules were something he fixed. So in his life, there were little things he did. So it's a double-edged weapon. And my thing is, I figured out how to answer it is, you don't talk about like what he did right or wrong, is who was he? Was he even real? Right? So he was the guy calling the shots, supposedly, but he was hired by Western industrials like Ford and stuff to run stuff. So did he do anything wrong? If these guys were telling him what to do and he followed orders, he did nothing wrong. That's the whole way that orders following works.
Right? I feel like,
but who is this guy and why is he getting all the credit for it when there's a whole bunch of other people behind it that were really responsible for it? You know?
But I feel like in comparison, it's kind of like, you know, me putting together an IKEA shelf and then going out and murdering someone. And then they were like, well, he did a good job on that shelf. You know
Exactly,
what I mean?
exactly. Exactly. But technically, it's a good shelf.
Yeah, that's a solid shelf, dude.
Putting it all in one.
That thing's going to last 2-3 years. I already know. IKEA. Yeah.
Yeah. You got, but it's just
that
like,
particle board's going to break in half after I put my glass thing on it.
right.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like when it was said, I was like, it stopped me right there, dude. Cause I'm like, there's no good way to answer that.
I know.
Unless you address the situation that it wasn't even what they said it was and what it wasn't. There was this book that just came out. I can't remember. It was like The Last Covenant or something. I got the PDF. You can download it, but it's saying basically that Palestine or the area, Israel area, was going to be taking the Jews from Germany and deporting them. So it was a deportation issue. Right?
They got like
so they were collecting them,
countries.
right? Okay, but so here's the difference. Once they got all these people accumulated, and they were being dicks to them the whole time, right? So they were doing bad things. So bad things were happening. So they were supposed to ship them out, but then they were refused, and they were stuck with them because then it was the people that said they would take them said, no, we're not taking them. And so they were all stuck. So now you're a bad housekeeper and you've done some bad things. And where are they going to go? You're going to release them back in to tell on you? They got to hide the evidence because it's like, it's like this whole fucked up catch-22 reverse. Like it didn't start out and there was like, but it kind of had to be because at the end there couldn't be any witnesses.
Yeah.
Right. But they didn't have anywhere for these people to go. So that's the difference between, because I know that would be an analogy for right now with ICE, but I don't think that's the case. I think it's a reverse. I think the situation now is
reverse ice, so it's like water.
Well, it's like if you're a country and you have to take in all these people from the rest of the world and you're overrun with your services completely collapse because it can't support it. The system can't sustain it. But it's a takeover in the sense of like you replace the population with people that are your like, and you put them in charge of the operations of the government. And then you phase out the people that ran the original country. And now you've done a soft takeover, soft color revolution, you know? So I think in that case, you got to get rid of people who are, soldier level quality.
What if we just gave them drugs? Like,
I would say if everybody.
What's wrong with a lot of shrooms? It gives them to someone with battle scars and then shake them up real good and be like, they are after you. You know what I mean? Like,
Then you would know you're working with the CIA.
Well,
that's the MK
I just
Ultra
want to do that
thing,
for
man.
like they had never been to war.
Yeah.
So they're like, I have PTSD now. You know what I mean? Like
right.
They live in a constant state of paranoia, spooky season.
Right.
And
can't you be talked into that? The more that they tell you things are bad, the more you believe that they're bad. It doesn't necessarily.
I can,
but the phone loop is the problem, right? Because it used to be the news in the old day. If something bad happened, in the old days when newspapers started, it was still a week before you'd find out about stuff because it took long to do. So anything that was really bad that would be traumatic as a psyche issue took time to diffuse out. And then when TV comes along, TV speeds it up. You got to watch 9/11 happen, the entire world traumatized, right? Mass traumatization. Now you've got bad news coming 24/7 and it builds the narrative. It's like Orson Welles. It's like the Martian thing. Well, like the whole, you continue these stories back to back and you can make them narrate into a whole new story that makes it sound like we are now currently.
want to go
fighting
back.
in the streets and shit, and the war is coming and everything's coming. You look out and there's nothing going on.
And I definitely want to touch base again on what you mentioned earlier about TV speeding it up. That's true. I saw my first pair of boobs on TV. Instantly rotted away after that. I needed more. So I feel that
That's the natural escalation of things.
it was it was probably one of the best scarring memories of my life.
Yeah.
And I kind of just like like a lot of gay people, they're like, I knew.
Right.
I knew, you know what I mean? Like the first time I saw that, beautiful pair of boobs up there, I was like, and then, and believe me, there is a bush attached to that thing that one could, resemble as a gazalea bush.
Right.
It is unkempt, unbothered, and flammable. It's crazy.
Right.
But those boobs, I remember it, and even her hair kind of looked like her bush, just blonde. You know what I mean? Like it was like yin and yang.
Right.
The balance. You know what I mean? Like
Adrienne Barbeau's Swamp Thing.
So,
that's where it happened for me. So
shout out Blue Chew. All right, before we get bricked up on this episode, let's go ahead and get you over here to the next question. Who touched you
Bill
in a way that inspires you to do comedy?
Okay. Yeah. So it's avoidance kind of in motivation or a new kind of territory of your reaction?
Yes, but who has been your inspiration to do comedy?
When I got in, comedy was sort of going through its, I don't know, it was the 90s. There was a lot of stuff happening again. Comedy Central was doing
a lot of Bush.
Yeah. And you were seeing like 60-second spotlight and stand up. It was like dudes would mail in their tapes, right, to these places.
Yeah.
And then they would just take little clips out of it. They wouldn't take the whole shows. They just make these little shows. And those things were the things that you saw other people doing it. And it just kind of, that's what grew the culture. The idea that, because comedy right now is having problems keeping clubs together because there's no culture built around supporting it, because people don't have a thing. They don't think about it, right? So Comedy Central brought the mindset to comedy and it started to bubble up and it started turning wild. And I would say the people that, like, Bill Hicks was I got to say, okay, so Sam Kinnison's first special was the big trick for me because that was the most some of the twisted stuff at the end where he's getting boned in the ass and he's dead. That was some dark, sinister shit.
I was that shit.
And it was so funny, but it was that first show when his material was tight and new and fresh. It was the virginal Sam.
Very tight from what he
And when you go and you look at 4 or 5 albums later and he's doing like Steve Allen bits, right? But in that one first show on the Sunset Strip, Sam's got this bitchin' piece. I mean, it's just the best. And that was the thing that got me started. But then I started finding out the Yul Brynner bit, and then I found Bill Hicks, and then I started listening to Bill Hicks, and people that stole off of him. But he started out doing Woody Allen material. So in the grand psychic karma of being stolen from, stealing, you shall be listed.
Thievery out there. You really wouldn't suspect it, guys, but watch yourself out there and what you say around certain people, man, because next thing you know, you're going to hear your joke on stage and it ain't going to be out your mouth.
Or in the writing workshop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right in front of you.
Apparently Robin Williams was really bad with that.
Yeah.
And when I tell people that, they're like, no. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, hey, listen, it broke my heart too. I've had some years to change my mood about him.
Right. Well, the feels from the movie are different from the stand-up.
Oh, yeah. Like
people don't get that.
Acting, you know what I mean? But still, it's like, being in the field, it's like a richer kind of feeling, you know what I mean? And especially whenever someone else is like, oh, man, take that.
Right.
I'd be like, dude, I worked on that for so long.
Right. Like,
that sucks. You know what I mean?
Right. And the thing is that's really the history of the reality of everything always ruins it.
Yeah.
So he was liberal with his joke taking. The problem I think ultimately becomes is like in that end of the business, you have to have so much material coming in to still justify being on air. to get TV time, because your entire existence hinged around 3 networks, right? And if you didn't make it on any of these shows, you were a nobody. Carson, if you didn't make it on Carson, you weren't anybody. Well, Carson's dead.
Let's kill
carry that
Tony
much
now.
weight. Yeah, exactly. So they got to have an endorsing body that tells the people who the people are. Now, if the endorsing body's corrupt, then what you get is a bunch of suck-ass Diddy replacements. You know what I mean? They're
It's
just
a lot of baby oil.
Right, I'm telling you. But it's like they're not there because they're the funniest. They're there because they were there to play ball. And that's not why this thing of art contains itself. It has to be, funny. There's a very strict requirement for stand-up comedy, and it's funny.
Right.
Getting, I don't know, your friends to get time to talk. And because of like the podcasting, people can talk for hours, and it's justifiable to not have any tension because you're having a conversation. Whereas on stand-up stage, it was never about a conversation. It was about the joke. So the problem is, if you can figure out that line to where the joke is back in with the conversational and bring it all back together.
Yeah. I feel like I have a good standpoint with my audience. I treat them like they're just a bunch of fucking homies. You know what I mean? Like I love them.
But there's jokes in there.
Oh yeah.
So it isn't just they're not just your friends. Well, I mean, that's the thing,
Yeah.
When you start to do it in front of people that don't know you and they get the reaction, then the joke really works.
Oh yeah, for sure. And even my girlfriend had said the other day when I showed her my recent set, she was like, "Ha ha! I can't believe I just actually laughed at your joke."
I'm telling you,
I've heard it 1,000 times, and it's funny on stage. And I'm like, "Yay!
Yeah,
good. Yeah,
presentation matters.
I can still make you laugh." Yeah,
yeah. See, there's that's a hard gig.
Is it? Yeah,
comedian's
that's
wife or girlfriend. Well, you got to listen to it every night, That's it's unrealistic. That's why like Janet doesn't watch my stuff, because she's listened to a lot of my stuff and she's heard it. And so it's like, I don't know. It'd be like, at least with a guitar player, he's learning the songs and he's playing different songs. But with a stand-up comic, he's doing the same jokes, trying to figure out how to perfect them or whatever, or running a bit. And they're like, are you serious right now? We're talking about the Bills, and you're riffing on something about what Heil Hitler and Kanye West. What are you talking about? You crazy. This isn't, get back to the word, Yeah, so it's hard to be the relationship partner on the comedy, because it's it sucks your soul sometimes.
Yeah.
Because it's just like the demands and expectations of being in front of it, everything starts to get pulled into your head, because now you're responsible for everything. The show lives or dies, whether or not you can execute a joke and stuff, what I mean?
Right.
So, I don't know. It's, to have to deal. That's why I don't think comics should date, just because of the ups and downs of like, if one person has a good night and one person doesn't, then you're matching the tweak. I mean, when you kill and it's so sweet, you're up for days. The best drug is a good show.
I would want to agree, other than my hands actually have psoriasis. So alone time doesn't work well with me and my schedule.
The problem is you got 20 grit, son. You got 20 grit.
20 grit gloves, dude. Like, how fun, man. Right. All right. This is actually really weird, kind of current news that just happened like a couple days ago. And I just want to run through them, and I want to know what you think. I immediately thought of you for every one of these. I hope you love them.
Okay.
This first story is actually pretty interesting. This woman mistakes a call for a scam, which leads to $1 million lottery prize. But no, I thought this is very interesting. This woman straight up got the phone call. They said, "Excuse me, ma'am, you've won the lottery." And she said, "Yeah, fucking right," and hangs the phone up, almost misses this opportunity. They called her back and said, "This is not a scam. You've won the lottery." She said, "Yeah, right." Closed it. They call back. They say, "Woman, you close this. We're going to give it to someone else." And then she was like, "What is it?"
That's hilarious, dude.
I thought this was absolutely insane.
But that's where your trust with people these days, Yeah. The scammers doing it, and everybody's hustling you on your phone. It's like every time you pick up the phone, you find out that you got somebody else that wants to grift off of you.
Exactly,
And
man.
this is the natural response. Well, at least they were nice enough to keep calling back.
Well, they've been talking about like the new AI videos that Sora 2 just released on Apple have been making videos about Jake Paul being gay.
Yeah.
And doing makeup tutorials, and it looks hyper realistic. Like you can see the ring light camera in his eyes.
Really?
He's like, "I'm gay," and then he made a response video being like, "I am not fucking gay," and like starts putting on makeup. He's like, "I'm gonna sue everybody, dude. I'm so mad right now."
That's a good answer. That's a great way to handle it.
Yeah, I was like, okay, there he goes. And people really kind of
So did he
that.
pose for this, or did they just say the AI that?
AI just pulled it off the internet and like had every angle of him perfectly. So it was
That's pretty
very
wild.
Convincing.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, his voice, everything.
See, then you can't believe anything you hear on.
I know. It's definitely, I've been watching, what is this, like rocks getting cut in half with a knife. It's just another AI video.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane, man. It looks real. I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely getting scammed when I get older. Because who the fuck cuts a rock like that with a knife? Like that sounds awesome.
Right.
Ugh.
Only in the movies, man.
It is. It's absolutely wild.
Well, that's good. I'm glad she got her $1 million. And then the thing is the irony is she's going to lose it all on the next phone call because there's going to be some guy that wants to
It's a Nigerian prince.
Oh, yes.
You've won more money. I just need money for the taxes so I can send it to you.
Yeah. She's like, they were so sweet the last time. Here's $1 million, honey. And she's broke and then cry and then she got hustled.
This is karma.
If the universe wants to screw you, they're going to screw you.
Ooh.
So then the question is, whose mom is she?
Well,
I
didn't see anybody else in that picture, so
maybe
I'm sure if they were around, they're not now.
Well, we're sorry about all your family being killed, but we can't really address it publicly. But I tell you, how would you like to win the lottery?
They died from a scam. That's the irony of it. Right. They went on a fucking random article, geocache app.
Yeah.
Yeah, where they just literally give you random coordinates and it's like in the middle of a fucking cornfield.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It's great. I'm like, people do that?
Yeah.
I rabbit holed that. It was very interesting.
There was a story once about the geocaching. They found a body in a suitcase.
I believe it.
And it was like,
it don't surprise me.
It was around the same time about the Pokemon Go was doing that when they were running around.
Imagine that's a Pokestop. It's like Harold.
Right. Yeah. Which Pokemon asked if you want to see a dead body? You want to see a dead body and a Pokemon?
All right. Here's another really interesting news story. This woman actually just set a world record for 733 pull-ups in 1 hour. She's an Australian woman. And I just want your thoughts on what you think her Tinder profile bio would say.
Hulk smash.
Must love the gym. Hope you don't like tits.
Holy smokes.
I don't date you if I can't bench press you.
Really into Popeye types.
Yeah. If you look close, you can see my dick. Damn, dude. Like, she's literally got, like, a more impressive abdomen than Chuck Norris. You know what I mean? Like, a fist is going to crawl out.
Was this to set a world record or something?
Yeah.
Or she just decided that was the number she wanted to go to?
It was to set a world record. I can imagine after 733 in an hour, just like, I can't even do one in the 10 minutes they gracefully give me at the fair.
Yeah.
So.
And this is in Australia.
Yeah, this is Australian.
Okay, she lived over at a gator tank.
Oh shit!
Yeah, they'd be like, but at feeding time, they'd be like, "All right, get out there and do your job."
Butterflies, it's their fucking mouth,
their jaws.
My God,
you have to be able to pull yourself out of the pit, or you lose a leg.
I feel like if you tried to go up on her, she would pop your head with those crazy thighs.
Right. Well, and just in the way that the top is cut is kind of looks like Batman.
It does.
You could draw a face on her chest.
That is.
You can make Batman happen.
I know, dude. Like, why do I feel like this is gay?
How about Batman giving you encouragement? That would be like the talking face in the middle of it.
Yeah, like, why am I like, oh man, like, it's a woman, but is it like, I don't know, dude. I have always had a golden rule. I will never date anybody who could like physically beat me. You know? I'm not worried about it the other way around. I will never. I'll fucking I'll patty cake with you before it ever gets that far.
Right. All you gotta do to stop me is just drop something on the floor and watch me try to pick it up, and then there you are. I'm done.
I feel like steroids are a part of that. All right.
I'm more here for Dr. Xavier consultations than fighting. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, he gets straight to the end. He's like, I've read your mind and I've seen your childhood trauma and gross. Like,
and I've read your screenplay.
There's another story. English town ejects black swan that tried to drown local birds. It looks like Ellen DeGeneres.
Is that familiar?
That's wow.
Oh, wait a minute. Those other swans were mute. Is that what that first paragraph
says? They were mute swans.
They were mute swans.
I didn't know swans had
They couldn't cry for help. Native mute swans. They couldn't speak. So they were beating up on disabled swans.
Yeah, dude.
That's even worse.
This black swan was beating up on mute swans.
And they dubbed he was called Reggie.
They threw him out.
They named the black swan Reggie.
They named him Reggie? I thought you were fucking around. No way.
It could have been a lot worse.
Well, yeah.
Not by much.
I
Reggie.
feel like...
Hey, Reggie, come on over here. Why are you drowning these mute bitches? The Swan Warden renamed him Mr. Terminator after he started showing his other side. Mr. Terminator. Reggie didn't like being called Reggie.
Reggie the Black Swan apparently got offended by something.
And they justified it too. They even justified it in the excuse down there. They said,
they took probably
wild animals.
This is Alfred Hitchcock.
No kidding, dude.
Book cover, dude. My God, I think I'd rather take A Murder of Crows than that son of a bitch.
Right?
Looks like he's got Finding Nemo on his beak.
Well, then look at it's got the front part of it, that white part. It looks like he's broken that off with somebody's ass.
It was
battle worn beak.
He fought hard back there.
New with beak action.
Awesome. Well, this actually goes to the last little bit of the news that we have here. This mom wins a video game tournament while holding her 5-day-old baby.
Oh, right.
Can you believe that?
Mortal Kombat? Both hands, Mortal Kombat?
Yeah. She won Mortal Kombat with a 5-day-old baby in her hand.
Was the baby strapped in a what do they call those things? The baby carrier.
The don't touch my
baby
carrier. Yeah.
Good for her. Holding a Caesarean, so he's a noble Italian.
Oh, sick.
Legion.
Go back up. I want to see the man's face.
So she beat her own husband.
I just want to know why he wasn't holding the baby.
He's third place. That's the husband. The husband got third place. She kicked his ass. He was one of the top 3.
Participation trophy. Yeah.
And that's the guy she's leaving him for.
I was gonna say that baby looks more like the man on the right.
He's like, he knows. And the other thing is the look on the number 3 contestant is like, he knows. He's just,
Well, I gotta feel double proud for the husband, just because like of her amazing game tech.
Or they were so bad she could hold a baby and beat their asses. Maybe it's that question is how good were those guys?
How good was that baby?
She beat 3 dudes. I mean, it was a contest. Well, maybe the baby was doing extra buttons. You don't know. That baby could be cheating.
That's what I'm saying. I think the baby is set up like Goro now, and she's got 4 arms.
Right?
And
baby feet kicking on the X.
That's bullshit. She's definitely
something seems sketchy here.
He looks like that giant guy from Big Fish. You know what I mean? The one with like the really fucked up ears and hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. And nose.
Well, good for her.
And eyes.
So is she going to take this skill on the road?
And face. I think so. If not, she's definitely going to transfer some of those techniques to her OnlyFans.
Well, then they can find out how, that's how she conceived, too. She was playing video games, probably.
I can only imagine.
Wasn't playing Defender, obviously.
No. Wasn't playing any defense either.
We just call it Gorf.
I feel like she was like, no, I want the baby.
The baby.
The baby stays while I do this. It's going to be incredible.
And his little feet kicking down on the buttons. That would be a cute AI video. Maybe we could arrange that AI video for this picture.
Definitely make it do something and be like, actually just have it go random. Have you seen that yet? Where like people ask the AI just to do something random with whatever picture happens.
Right.
And it's usually great. Like this one, I feel like AI would she would drop that baby immediately and then smack the husband and then take that guy's glasses and run. If I was AI.
Yeah. Toss the baby.
Yeah.
Right. That gives him something to do.
It's just like draw.
Yeah.
You don't even got like, nope.
No, this should be an AI video.
All right, yeah, and that concludes the news, man. I just definitely had to know what you thought about some of these.
Yeah. Well, that was nice news. There wasn't anything like, gruesome.
No. Usually I leave the beheadings for the end.
Well, you gotta. Those are the closers.
Yeah.
When you get some nice stuff.
I like to shock it all.
This lady
Right.
won a video game tournament. What did she get for her video game tournament? What was the prize?
I think she just got to win Best Mom of the Year and possibly.
Do you play a lot of video games anymore?
I've recently been starting to get back into them.
Yeah.
Nothing too crazy though. The Sims, maybe a Lego game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I've been talking about getting bricked up a lot here recently, and people are really confused about where I'm coming from with that.
Yeah. You're into Minecraft.
No, just Legos.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like Legos are great.
Okay.
You stack them, you take them apart, you step on them.
You can build vehicles for your action figures.
You build spaceships.
Yeah.
It's basically what everyone does with them.
You do architectural models of the Capitol building right before
grassy knoll.
problem stuff. Yeah, you can do the whole. For the historical Lego.
Yeah.
Because that's a thing,
The Lego conspiracy set.
We need that.
You just see JFK like doing this with
right
on his fucking head.
Right.
Okay.
There we go. We're back in it.
Let's pop back into some of the viewer questions. These are people that they watch the show when we post it, and they had a few questions for this round.
All right.
Who is your Mount Rushmore of comedians in this day and age? Chris, 33, Shelbyville.
Okay, so I usually go with the Trinity, but Lenny Bruce leads to George Carlin, leads to Bill Hicks, and I would say Stanhope probably is the fourth with the Die Laughing album, which I think is clinically if you had to listen to comedy albums and find them, it was like technical perfection all the way through, like every bit hits. Doug Stanhope's Die Laughing. He put a burned human face on the front of the album, like a guy who died in a fire. And he's called Die Laughing. And I'm telling you, you got a good set if you can put that on the cover. But I'm like, that was the pinnacle. Like, you see like we were talking about Kinnison's live show video.
Yeah.
It was great, but not my favorite comedy record because it was a video. So it's obviously not in the category. Right. Kinnison for honorable mention. But that's, he started doing Steve Allen gags and all this crap, calling people's girlfriends and stuff because he had to fill time.
Yeah.
Let's go back to cut that stuff out and pretend we didn't do it. Like, pretend we are truth speakers and we went to Saudi Arabia and then couldn't say anything because slavery and stuff. But then let's cut that out and pretend that didn't happen either because now, you know what I mean? It's like, there's things that don't help, and there's like the best
stitch.
And every guy, every performer's got like one or two shows that's really, really super great. And I think it's like when you got guys that are doing endless, I don't know. It's like, it's just other dudes writing stuff for you to do. And you're just a machine at this point. It's like, you're not doing you.
I like that spin though, where they got like the Necronomicon, and he's like, "This is my album.
Yeah.
Like I'm Buffalo."
Oh, he did a thing
Billing
about
it."
school shooters. That was the it was the Stanhope, the school shooter bit. But if you die laughing, and it's a
I
great.
use the school shooter bit for a pickup line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but that Kinnison, a funny guy, but like again, top 4. Lenny Bruce. The problem with Lenny Bruce now is nobody gets the references. So, and the thing is with me, I'm a guy that goes and looks at references. When I started seeing Monty Python doing shit,
Yeah.
and I had no idea what they were doing. It was like PBS channel 10:30 at night. I remember the first time I saw it, it was the Gay Boys in Bondage sketch. They had the magazines. There was like Renaissance smut peddlers, and there was titties hung up on the wall. And I was like, it was titties on TV. And this was like,
Right. Hey.
right, this is 75, I think.
Oh, so there's
74,
more
75.
Bush than the Bush I
But it was
probably
the
had seen.
pictures were in the background. But if you weren't paying attention because it was brought on PBS and it was done late at night, nobody was really watching. That was
Right.
the first guy. And I was like, I got to figure out what they're talking about. So I would research stuff. So like when Lenny Bruce rolls in there, you're like, what he's doing is bits. You have to go back and understand who were the players of the day from a who was alive, who hadn't been murdered yet, and understand the context of the bits. And then you understand the context of the writing. And that's where it's almost like an archaeology dig, He's got some brilliant stuff. Some of it doesn't hit because it's just too old. References aren't hitting, and nobody wants to do the work to get it. They want the easy. You get George Carlin that pops in second. The Class Clown album would be the one I would say there. That would be the recommended. That was probably the 7 words you can't say on TV. Oh, perfect bit. Perfect bit. And the thing is this is an album that changed after he was doing the Hippy Dippy Weatherman and all these little sketches.
George Carlin's a timeless classic.
They were
I'll always
cool.
remember him as Buddy Jesus.
You ever remember when he had a suit and a partner? He was part of a duo act. He didn't have any facial hair. They were kind of a straight comedy team. And then, but his material, he was doing Hippy Dippy Weatherman, and then he changed, and then he disappeared for a while, and that's when Class Clown came out, and he was more than ever. And right about the time that came out, Saturday Night Live clicks, so now he's sucked into that. Steve Martin got sucked into that, like as far as the stand-up comedy.
I loved his pants.
Right?
Yeah.
Steve Martin's great. I wouldn't put him on my Rushmore, but he had some stuff that taught me a lot.
Well, his pants, I would stick up there.
Yeah,
Those things were crazy.
Cat handcuffs.
Yeah.
It just was like surreal. These are philosopher guys, So the philosopher guys are funny. The Monty Python guys are funny. But
Yeah.
but you're talking Lenny Bruce, you're talking George Carlin, and Bill Hicks. And Bill Hicks came back and got George Carlin and got him back on track. Hicks spoke the truth till he got cancer. Once he got cancer, then he became Jesus. Then it wasn't so much about the funny.
Saved a couple bucks on wine.
Well, revelations, and you're dying and you want to make a statement. I get it. It's your big fuck you farewell.
Right.
And you want it to be heavy because it's gravity. It's your art, right?
Yeah, like Joe,
Summation of your art.
doing that with every stand-up.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, I gotta say bad words because this was my time."
This was my time, yes. So, but I think those 4, if you were building a structure for pure stand-up, like talking, no gimmicks, no, catchphrases. Catchphrases are great as a tool, but shouldn't define you. I think as a character, I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, catchphrases are kind of shitty. Shout out Blue Chew.
Once you get, the problem is, and again, it's social media, you start doing a catchphrase, and a catchphrase saturates and trends. And the problem is once it becomes a trend, it becomes something that goes away. It doesn't stay, it's like it's gone.
It's like the machine.
So you put something in the machine and you get seconds of being paid attention to, and then it's gone to something else because there's this new thing we have to think about.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's so much harder. It's like, so then the framing becomes, how do you frame it in such a way that it doesn't become a trending thing? It becomes a thing that just exists. Like people don't even question that there's comedy clubs out there, right? How does it exist?
They don't. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I've always wanted to go see a comedy club."
Yeah.
Oh, I've always wanted to do stand up. I don't know where to start. And
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
You should go to Saudi Arabia.
You start at the line. Yeah,
the
dude. Like you
speech
can
options.
hit a megaphone and just talk to everybody in the city.
Right.
All right. Here we go. In the chance that you would ever be in an apocalypse, would you still be funny? Kelly, 67, Key West.
I will be okay. So I won't be as funny as I will have been right.
Which is
also
fun.
But I would be real funny though, because I've been doing zombie apocalypse material for years because I've been waiting for it to go down.
I've always wanted
So I'm already planning ahead
to go down.
You know, if it were going to go down, well, okay. So Dawn of the Dead was one of the greatest zombie movies ever, not
Loved
because of
it.
the zombie movies, but because of the location. Like, you got to be in a mall, and every store was at your disposal, and you just got to survive. What a great! I don't want to go outside as it is.
I can live on.
You know what I mean? I could, if I lived in a mall, I would have so much space to do stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I would, as long as you can find a place that's got food and water, right? You barricade the right doors. You know that you don't need to go outside anymore.
I've been to jail before. Believe me, a mall's way cushier.
Now, it'd be easier. It would be easier to do it with a Menards or like a lumberyard place.
Oh yeah, that'd be
Menards
great.
would be good.
I'd use a staple gun as a weapon.
Yeah, nail guns. Take them off. Tape them off. Yeah,
Fuck them up, dude.
Yeah, and you've already got the fencing. Most of them are next to a Sam's Club. So then it's just a question of building a defensive barricade to get you in. I mean, seriously, I could game it all day, you know. Well, and I would be funny, I think. Hey.
Yeah, you'd still like crack jokes. Be like,
there would be all this,
fucking laugh and they'll hear us. You
endless,
know what I mean? Like
the endless material from radiation poisoning to be laughing. Hey, my hair's falling out. Guess my teeth are going bad. Guess what, everybody? Finally, I don't need a dental plan. I've got
don't need
radiation.
that toothbrush anymore. Go ahead and throw it away.
Right?
I got room in my handkerchief now.
Right. If you appreciated the show, please send all your bottle caps to PR Box 459. Yeah.
We're live in Tucson. Have you ever used comedy to avoid fights or get out of a confrontation? Janet, in proper to assume age, Indiana.
I have constantly done that. I started out, my dad worked for Boeing, putting in nuclear missiles.
Okay.
So he did 100 megaton jobbies. So there was no terror in my life, early in my life. It's just the end of the world.
Is that what they mean by a Boeing bomb? Like,
yeah.
I heard that on Joe Dirt once when they were talking about the shit meteor.
Yeah, well, yeah.
He was like, we call them Boeing bombs.
Right.
Is that what they mean, like when they reference Boeing?
Well, that could be taken that way, yeah. But I would say it's more like Boeing was like, you know, the best in death weapons when you want a death weapon.
Okay, some Tony Stark shit.
Yeah. So he was off doing that, but we moved every 6 months. So because of that, because once he finished a site, we moved to another site, and it was always small towns for the most part, but it was different places every 6 months. So I was walking in the middle of classes and having to remake friends. And there's the problem is when you're always the new guy.
Yeah.
You know, it's not so bad when you're younger, but it gets worse once you start mixing with high school kids. And once I started getting to places where I had to ride buses, that's where my coping survival. And my dad wasn't there. He was out building death weapons. So I didn't have a dude to tell me how to defend myself or do what. I just
really got to be like a my dad can kick your dad scenario.
Right. I've got a bomb. Don't fuck with me, you know.
Yeah.
I win show and tell, you know, every time. And the radiation has been great. So, yeah, so I started out with the bribery theory, which was where I'd give them Richie Rich comic books.
Yeah.
Because they were dumb as rocks. And that's the funny part is you could get like $5 for $1 at that time. And I'd just be like, hey, dude, Richie Rich, dude, load up. And then I ran out of comic books. And then I was like, I had to get fucking funny real fast. So that's where I learned about being funny. And I went through old joke books and I'd take jokes. And if I found a joke, I was telling it the next day. By God, I was working as a comic as a kid. Totally stolen material. It's all stock material. That's why I'm so against them now. Because it's like, don't get credit for it. Because it's just in a book. There was nothing for you to put into this to make it yours. So don't take it.
Do you think like books that we'd be writing notes in are also called comic books?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like in the general sense.
I would encourage that thought. Yeah.
Like, I don't think it'll get confusing.
It's just that people don't. They don't care enough to write it down, and that's the problem. Is you never retain it if you don't write it. Yeah, writing is the most important part. You know,
like Tyler's got a comic book, dude. Yeah, bro. And then you read it, and it's just ADHD. Like that's literally all that exists in that book.
Yeah,
have you seen the new Eminem movie thing? The documentary, was it called Stands? Yeah, it's there's a bit in it where he's like, "Oh yeah, this is my writing process," and it's like literally just tiny little chunks of bars, just written every which way except for like on the fucking like lining of the paper.
Right.
He's like, "Man, this is all I do. It's how I process, and I connect the dots." And I was like, "Dude, it looks like the fucking Rosetta Stone. Like I get it because that's exactly how much it looks,
Right.
but I get that, dude.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like a comic book is."
Yeah.
I'm using it now.
Just because it's hardback doesn't mean it's not a comic book.
Well, it's always hardback, but
Yeah.
it could be a comic book.
Just don't get spiral bound. Try to stay away from spiral binding.
How do you feel about alternative toilets? They, them, 20 years old, Las Vegas.
What is an alternative toilet? Is that the street?
Well, there's a couple different, there's we got the days, we got compost, we got your water.
Well, considering how many day jobs I've had, my only question would be, how hard is it to clean at the end of the shift?
Have you ever used a bidet?
No.
I haven't either.
I
don't think
I saw it in Crocodile Dundee once. He said, push water up your boo. And I was like, oh, wow. No titties, but at least I learned something.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
And he was like really masculine when he said it too. So it made me feel okay to do it. You know what I mean? Like anyone with that much hair on their forearm. And they're, they don't mind a little sprinkle. Maybe I'm in my right place to try it out.
Right.
Dan and Bonnie, they have a bidet. I've noticed. Been curious.
I would think that would be something you'd want to ask them how it works first before you just because that sounds like a Lucy episode where something gets stuck and they come back in and there's this huge shooting water fountain and you're trying to put your pants down to plug it up or whatever. Because there's no plunger, but you had a lot of fiber yesterday. Yeah. And now there's a problem and the bidet's squirting out.
I think I want to start, I'm going to play with it before I get started. Because, if I'm playing with it after, then, I'm just going into it blind. It could stir something.
That's true.
I'm not trying to make like a broth. I just,
right.
I
just need to pressure wash my taint.
A spritz. Yeah, man. This is a spritz.
Because I know how well the shower gets stuff off. I'm sure this couldn't possibly be ineffective,
Well, they say it's cleaner.
I would prefer a garden hose. At least I knew the pressure would be right. I don't think.
Just put your thumb on there.
So you just squirt water in there and get it into a nice slurry. So now it just drips all over. And you're like, well, it feels a little damp. It's like, no, that's not a little damp, dude. That's.
Well, I put my shorts back on, and it definitely looks like I have boom boomed. So,
right,
yeah,
right.
Is that what they call it? Boom boom. The kids call it bussin'.
I'm busting me a Rorschach test in my underwear. Look, what does it look like? Yeah, it looks like you used a bidet, man.
Well, right on, man. This is the part of the podcast where you get to let the people know stuff you're working on.
Oh, right on.
Yeah,
we got 2 shows at the end of the month, one in Underground Laugh Lounge.
2 fucking shows.
Back to back. And then the second night's in Elkhart at the Starlight Lanes.
Yep.
And it's the Cult Show. It's a show that's basically you're joining a cult. It's the cult of comedy. We laugh at everything.
It's great. We have great Kool-Aid.
The thing is you gotta, I don't know, you can't laugh about anything. Nothing's off, nothing should be off limits as far as I'm concerned when it comes to comedy. That's the way I feel. And the Cult Show is our antidote to that.
Freedom of speech.
Yeah, which is another Lenny Bruce thing. That's what Lenny Bruce died for your sins. He's the only reason that you have the First Amendment on stage in a comedy club is because of Lenny Bruce.
Lenny Bruce got 2 first names.
Yeah. So, but that's what the Cult Show. It's kind of insane. If you like comedy and you aren't afraid, come out to see the show. And Tyler's going to be on it. Legendary Tony Bronchitis and Jeff Goltz will be there, and a couple of other people. So, but it's a good time, and then other than that, running around causing trouble, possibly costing dudes their gigs if we're not careful.
Man.
Tuesday was good.
Tuesday was great.
Tuesday was good.
Hitting up open mics. Check out my man Gerry on open mics as he gets back into the groove of things. 28 days free from pot and comedy. Now he's back and he's charged and his tolerance sucks, so he's ready, dude.
I'm ready. Yeah, that's
It's gotta be fucking great.
It's the inspirations I need.
It is the inspirations. Hell yeah, man. Well, thank you guys so much for joining the TH Comedy Buzz podcast. I really love you. Shout out Blue Chew. You guys have an amazing night. Much love.